start, I just want to point out the following info is only anime based. I've yet to read the manga and I'm pretty keen on waiting for the season finale this December. In a world where humanity is on the verge of extinction by these gruesome creatures that lie beyond the walls, we get a comic relief, goofy character that stole our hearts the moment she gobbled that juicy potato. Sasha Braus, a cheerful, fun-loving girl with a compulsive appetite. She has light brown eyes and reddish-brown hair that's kept in a ponytail. Aside for a standard Survey Corps uniform, her casual wear consists of a long-sleeved blouse with a black vest and a skirt that slightly covers her boots. Her style gives off a western cowboyish theme. I don't know if Isayama did that on purpose. Her dad does wear a cowboy hat, so it's revealed in an old sketch how her character design would have been, and let's just say he ended up doing the right thing. Her introduction to the series was incredibly memorable. After snatching some potatoes and getting caught, she with all confidence confirmed Keith Shady's that cold potatoes were just no good. Well, she's absolutely right about that. And so on getting the nickname Potato Girl. When it comes to food, well, let's just say our glutinous character is full of it, especially in times of great stress, to the point where she even goes berserk after seeing a big portion of meat. Not to mention the time when she was a child, she used to steal food that was meant for winter, and when her father tried to stop her, well, yes. Aside from her huge appetite, she's quite the soldier. She's willing to face her fears and perform her duties to serve humanity. As a soldier, she specializes in archery, horse riding, and tracking, as most of her skills are thanks to her hunting expertise, shown to be superb when shooting with a bow and arrow. Not only that, but her physical strength is not something to make light of. Also, her immense stamina when shown running laps for hours until she collapsed as punishment following the potato incident. Thanks to all of that, she managed to rank the 9th in her class. And now, I'd like to shed some light on her upbringing, growing up in the Dopa village, where the people had a certain local accent, but throughout the series she was shown to actively hide it out of embarrassment by using formal speech. Yuma even noticed that and starts mocking the way she disguises her true dialect behind a fake accent, accusing her of hiding it behind a mask that she puts on for the sake of others. Historia, on the other hand, defends her and encourages her to speak however makes her feel comfortable. My girl, always there for a rescue. So, back to our character's hometown, which is located in the southern district of Wholesome, a village that's famous for its hunting skills. Sasha lived there her whole life with her father without any contact with the outside world. And then everything changed with the fall of War Maria, as large number of refugees started moving to the area, interfering with Sasha's daily food intake and ruining her peaceful life. But yeah, it made it hard to live with a shortage of food, and as a hunting village, the prey of animals that covered the land started to decline. It was then when Sasha had a fight with her father, who suggested giving the newcomers the forest so they could make fields, and for them to give up the traditional lifestyle of hunting in favour for farming. But she profusely declined and thought selfishly about it, stating that it's not what their ancestors taught them, in which he tells her that she's a bit of a coward. In order to prove him wrong, she decided to become a member of the 104th Trainees Squad and later on joining the Survey Corps. The Survey Corps weren't her first choice. She decided to join after seeing her fellow comrades doing so after the Trust District incident. But in my opinion, her joining the Survey Corps was a big step for her character and a way to overcome her fears. Although she was shown to be somewhat craven and casually making mistakes when under stressful situations, which sometimes ended up with her being at death's door and thankfully getting help by her comrades. Plot armor, let's go. But nonetheless, she tends to make up for it by her courageous acts and sharp intuition, as Shady's commented on how she had better sense of balance than some of her other fellow trainees, and took note of Sasha's quick reflexes and her ability to make fast judgments. As seen when the Colossal Titan appeared to take down the Trust Gate, she immediately took action and was able to save her comrade Samuel, who was blown away by the Colossal Titan's steam. Being raised as an animal hunter, she applies her knowledge in the Survey Corps, as she could properly interpret the next move of the Titans based on their behavior alone. She was also one of the few who caught the meaning behind the screams of the female Titan, as most of them just brushed it off as a scream of anger. But she knew that it was a desperate call for help, and her prediction was spot on. You can tell why she was handpicked by Levi as a member of the new Levi squad along her friends. Her relationship with the other members wasn't showcased that much, despite the fact them being soldiers fighting alongside each other. Their interactions hardly gained any screen time, even though showcasing Sasha was a way to lighten up the mood. As we go further, the story becomes more compact with mysteries and world building, which just makes it more nostalgic watching the old days in the training camp and Sasha, well, being herself. Nostalgic? It's literally been months to them. What the hell? Aside from that, she does have a close relationship with Connie. Yes, I'm preparing to set sail. Mostly in how they're seen goofing around during the training days and sharing the same comedic traits. They're such a lively, likeable pair that are ready to defend each other until the end. And seeing how Sasha literally killed and how protective she was towards Connie showcases how much she cared for her best friend. Likewise, in Connie's case, when Sasha was blown away by the armored titan, he was the one to worry the most about her well-being. Just get a room already! Aside from Connie, she had a close acquaintanceship with Mikasa, in which she respected her strength and bravery, being there to save her neck during rough times. And upon that, Sasha returns the favor by saving her, as seen when the gang leader Demo Reeves was prepared to shoot Mikasa. Sasha pinned his gun to the ground with her arrow. Finally, we get to see her badass side. Which leads us to the Clash of the Titans arc, where she was put in a situation where she had to forcefully abandon a woman who was caught being devoured by a titan. That's sick. Knowing there was no hope for her if she wanted to save the child. Well, she did mess up her escape route, as clumsy as she is, which was pretty understandable given how she has little experience being face to face with the Titan. But the fact that she faced the Titan and acted rationally was actually significant for her character development. For instance, in real life, when people face a horrific situation where one would see his death closing in, you would rarely, more like never, see calm and collective individuals, as a majority would just flee to safety. But acting rationally with the sense of justice is what really highlights us as human beings and our thrive for the right and fighting to seek it. And that really stood out as part of her character development. I mean, she went out of her way and overcame her fear and faced the Titan knowing full well that it was the only way if she wanted to save the girl. It's not just how she saved the girl, it's also how she offered words of comfort to her, stating that people will always be there to help if you look hard enough. And then upon her reunion with her father, he remarks that his daughter has become a splendid woman. I guess she finally got the acknowledgement she deserves from him. She started as a careless, cowardly character who only cared about her survival, but facing the harsh environment she had to endure and surviving with her allies allowed her to become a fine soldier with the weight that makes you question reality. Oh yeah, there was this rumor that Isayama planned to kill her early on in the story, but changed his mind as his fellow editor began to cry. Right on, my friend, right on. But I swear to God, if you get any bad ideas for her in the future, I'll... Hope you all enjoyed watching. Comment, like, subscribe, help this little potato find her way to the glorious sun. I'll see you next time.